So let's talk about the applicator for the static grass. Now this is the one that I purchased for, I don't know, $5 or whatever it was for bugs, and I don't see the point of going through the whole process because there are enough guys out there doing this conversion. Remove the screws, take it out, attach the wires, and then you're done, more or less. So we'll move on from this, but this is what I suggest you do to save money. Look in the toy stores and the hardware stores, should be $5 or $6. Bug Zapper. So the next step with the static grass applicator is that, you know, I've removed there's no batteries in it, and I've removed the two wires that were in here. And the bug buzzer is already gone, but as you can see, there's a bit of a gap there. Now, I thought I've got to put something in there and it has to be some kind of plastic or wood or something. Now, I did see a few other guys do this, and I got a cutting board for $1.99. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to put it in there, drill the holes, cut it out, and that will fill that gap. And it's non-conductive. And then what I'll do is with the 22 wire gauge, red and black, I'll put them on here, and that's the next step. And there you can see I've got it marked up. So the next thing is to drill those holes and then cut it out, clean it up and put it on. So now I've got that piece of plastic in. As you can see, I'll be able to put the cap on and put the screws back in. Now the thing is, I cut the sides with a hacksaw. For the radius, I used my Dremel, but it was pretty messy. I'll need to clean it up a bit and clean up the sides here, but otherwise it does the job. Exactly what I needed. Well, my little sander here helped with making that plastic piece, so that was a great help. Highly recommend that also. Should be in your toolbox if you're a model maker. Well, nearly finished. I've got the two wires on. Soldering was a bit of a pain, and then the sieve here, I've had to try and score a groove in there to keep it down so that it doesn't wobble around, but I'll get the top on, see how it goes. Well, here's the finished product at last. A couple of things I didn't mention was I drilled a hole on either side for the wires. This one coming out into the mesh and soldered on there because I had a bit of trouble soldering to these arms, and the longer one here out to the clamp. And I think when I'm using this in future, I'll put a big screw in there rather than just the little pin. Anyway, a simple enough job. Just as I said, you just got to make sure you got everything organised, got all your tools. And I give a shout out to Scott Rails, because I know that he did one of these exercises, and his approach was a little bit different. I think he used a couple of pieces of the cutting board in here, but I just used one piece and then used the glue gun in there. But yeah, well done, Scott. Well, the proof is in the pudding. I've got it assembled, ready to go, and I've got the pin in the foam, and the idea is to keep it close to the glue and then I'm going to take some of this 7mm static grass, and if I can get it open, well, never that simple. Okay, so see if we can do this without making a mess. I've got the 7mm grass here, and I'm just going to grab some and drop it into the strainer sieve, and then I'll press a button and yeah. So it's difficult to say from this angle if we've had any success, but I'll try and move this around and yeah, try some more. And you know, you can see that some of it is standing up. I guess it just takes a little bit of practice, and yeah, make sure you get everything, but it's kind of trial and error at this point. Well, some of it is standing up. As I said, it's kind of difficult to see, but if you look closely enough, you will see there that some of that grass is standing, which is a great success. And, you know, once again, there's your less than $10 static grass applicator. You know, it was a little bit of work, and one thing I've realised is you've got to make sure you've got everything organised. You know, you've got all your tools and your wiring and your solder and your soldering iron. I had to go and buy a new one, and then go from there. So that would have made it much easier if I was better organised. However, it's job done, and I'm quite happy with that. And as I say, for under $10, we've been able to get some grass standing, and that was 7mm. So, you know, moving forward, I'll maybe try with the 4mm, and then, you know, up it from there. One thing I'd say is that maybe I need new batteries. Although I did get a spark when I touched the two together, it might be that, you know, fresh batteries is probably best. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this little exercise and of making your own static grass applicator, and that you would have a go at it yourself, you know, for £5 or less, whatever the currency translation is, you can make it on your own. Now, if you enjoyed it, remember to give me the big thumbs up and drop me a note if you have any comments or questions. I'd be quite happy to read and answer them all. Anyway, take care. Bye now from Partickhill Station. See you next time.